I'm Kirsten Meakin from Nail Nails. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a 3D mermaid scale nail. I thought I said it wrong, but I didn't. Mermaid. Yes, that's a real word. And I can speak English now and then, sometimes. I've already got an almond shaped nail here, and what I'm going to do now is apply the Urban Graffiti top coat. Because I'm using the metallics range, it works far better on the top of a shiny surface. And now we're going to use the blue metallic. Now there's two blues, but this is the darker of the two, and that's M0005. Now this stuff is really liquidy, which means really I say watery, it's not watery because it's not got water in it, but it's really fluid-like. So you can apply it really thin, and you don't need a lot on your brush at all. Now this will air dry, but it dries quicker in a UV or LED lamp. So that's what we're going to do now. So we call it a gel polish because it applies like a gel polish and heat does dry it. It doesn't cure and set. It needs to be sealed. So when it goes into the lamp, what it's doing is it's forcing it to dry quicker because of the heat of the lamp. It does need sealing with a gel top coat, so it does need sealing with the Urban Graffiti top coat. If you don't seal it, it will wear away and acetone will just take it completely off. Kind of like a nail polish really, but it's definitely not a nail polish. It dries quicker, it's thinner, it's more pigmented, it's more like a gel polish, but it doesn't fully cure in the way that it wouldn't move. Acetone will take it off, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to seal it with the Urban Graffiti top coat. If I don't seal it, it will wear away. And now it's sealed with the top coat, even acetone is not going to take it away. Pop that in. So I'm going to use high speed for this. I'm going to use white. You don't have to use white acrylic for this. You could use clear, you could use blue. I'm using white for your benefit because you will see it on camera a little bit easier. I'm going to start with the first one right at the tip. This is the order you need to do them in. So you get a round bead and then we're just going to pull it into a bit of a point and then press into it, keeping the bulk of the product here, and then this part will be thinner, kind of like you do with a petal, but we're keeping this shape. See if we can do these two at the same time. So we're going to create this scale shape all the way to the cuticle area. You can probably see now why we started at the tip, because I'm going to keep going across and layering them. I needed to start here so I've got a starting point for the pattern of the scales. And you can see why I did it in white, so you can see exactly where I'm going with this. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger than it was. I'm still going to bleed out the back of the bead each time. So I'm going to pick up a bead, small bead, and then bleed it out. I'm just going to file off any excess from the edge because I still want this nail to be really sleek and a nice shape. I'm just going to brush across with the top coat just so I catch the edges. They're the parts that I want to be more shiny. I'm going to cure that. You don't need a lot on your brush. You just need to make sure that you get in between all of the little dents, all that 3D that you've created. You could use a normal coloured gel polish, but the thing with that is it'll take away some of the definition, whereas the metallics are so thin that it's not going to take away any of the definition at all. Just going to clean up anything off the skin with some acetone on a brush. Make sure the brush isn't saturated, it just needs to be damp with the acetone. If you put too much on, you're going to take it off the actual nail, it'll run. Right, so we're going to let this heat dry now in the lamp. So you can see where I put the gel, it's more shinier and looks more wet. What I'm going to do now is obviously I need to seal that. You need to make sure that you don't just go whoa with like a big load of it. You need to put it on quite carefully so you get in between all the scales. Don't let it flood, so don't flood the scales too much, just make sure they've all got a nice coat of the top coat. Then what we're going to do is get the ruby chrome powder and we're going to brush over. Just so it's catching the edges of the scales. So you could even do a dragon nail, I think, this way. I'm just going to take off any excess with a melt blown wipe. I'm going to seal that. Again, I'm not adding lashings of it. I don't want to flood the 3D work. I don't want to flood those scales. So I'm going to take a little bit of sculpture gel, put that right at the back, and then with the bigger side of the dotting tool, I'm going to put the top coat, Urban Graffiti top coat, over the top of that gel that's wet, it's not cured. This is just going to hold on the gems a lot better. Because what would a mermaid nail be without a bit of bling? We're going to finish off with some cuticle oil, as always. And this is almond, or almond, and this is an almond shaped nail as well.
L. Simon.
Almond.
Almond.
Almond. Almond. Almond. Yeah. There you are, guys. That is a mermaid inspired nail doing 3D scales. This is one of them nails that I just want to keep feeling. I'm like, oh, it feels so nice. I think that's what mermaids do. Just feel themselves like, oh, it just feels so nice. Or is that just me? I'm a bit weird. I hope you enjoyed that video. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. All the products we've used today are in the description box below. And I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah, but after every time we speak and every time we kind of like...
Yeah, some right horrible noises. Sorry.